don't choose beliefs. Don't choose miserable beliefs. What on earth are we doing? Hello, you lovely naughty boys and girls. Are you being naughty? Good. So today I'm going to talk about why this existence is so bloody hard. And what on earth are we doing here? I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So that's a question that I asked the emissaries. Why is it so hard here? It's like rock hard, isn't it? You know, I know we have nice moments, we have good moments, but generally it's a pile of shit, isn't it? I mean, generally it's fucking awful. And so I wanted to know why. So I said to the emissaries, why? Why? And they said, first of all, we want you to understand that this is one experience out of an infinite number of choices. And the imperative word is choice. They said, out of infinite choices, this is one. But they said, this is one of the most difficult. Of all of the obstacle courses that we could choose, this one is difficult. There are others that are lovely, like blissful. You want to go and you tend gardens, as we mentioned before, go and be a gardener for a lifetime and go and work with animals for a lifetime and just do beautiful things and maybe just sit and think and meditate. But this is not what this one's about. This one is about coming here, forgetting everything, losing God, being hopeless, left alone, forlorn, forsaken, and then finding God again. And that's why it's a toughie. And they said, you knew this. And this is the bottom line. They said, but you knew this when you came, which may well be true, but it doesn't help because I can't remember knowing it. I can't remember signing that bloody contract. I can't. But they said that I did. And you did too. In fact, it made me laugh because they said, this experience here on this plane, this particular timeline, they said, is spoken about in the corridors of heaven. Because nobody here is spoken about in the corridors of Parliament. No, in the corridors of heaven, they talk about this because it's such a biggie. And they said it's spoken about because it's such an honour to come to this. And when you've done it, it's like you get the gold medal. You get the highest accolade. You hold the cup. Yay, I've been to Earth and I managed to stay the course. And so they said, you should be proud that you chose to come here. Rather than being disappointed, rather than thinking, what the bloody hell, we should be proud. And it's a beautiful reframe as well. You know, reframing's great. It takes you out of victim into victor. Like, I'm proud that I came here. But the emissary said that some people can't manage it. Some souls come here and they can't. They can't because it's so hard and they drop out. One of the ways that they drop out, and it's a way that Dolores Cannon talked about, which is some souls leave the body and go back and are replaced by another soul who's like, I can do this. I can do it. Come on, get out of the way. Get out, let me at them. And then they come here and they go, oh, shit, shit. Now I know why they went back. So they're called walk-ins, I think. But that's one way. And another way, obviously, is where people just end it. They just, I think I've used this expression before a long time ago, commit sewage pipe. Yeah, where they just leave. And so I said to the emissaries, does that cause a problem? You know, is it a big problem? Lots of religions talk about that, you know, like ending your life. It's like really bad. It's a mortal sin. And you go into purgatory and all of that. And the emissary said, it causes problems for the soul, first of all, the one who has to leave, because they need then a lot of help. They need a lot of recuperation, because it's kind of like, how can I put it without making it sound too negative, but like they've failed the plan, their plan. It's their plan, but they just haven't managed it. They've fallen by the wayside. And so they have to have help in getting over that. And, I just have a gut feeling, I don't know what you think, but purgatory, I just get a sense that purgatory really, as a metaphor, is the little heaven hospital that you have to go to, the little place you have to go to sort your shit out once you come out. I mean, probably we all have to go there. At least we have to drop by. We have to stop by and have a chat with somebody. Are you just recently back from Earth? Yes, I am. Sit down. How was it? But even if we just have to go there once. But I think that's what kind of purgatory's about. It's about the healing of people who've had a hard time and maybe who've had to leave too early. This also said it does cause a problem in terms of right. So there are two ways of leaving. One is you've already planned to do that, and that's to help the people around you to experience that or whatever. And the other one is where you haven't planned and you do it. They said that one causes what you might call the glitch in the matrix. It causes a hiccup because there was a very, very, very detailed plan which has then been thrown into disarray. But they said it really, in the long term, it doesn't matter, because their expression was that all roads lead to God. All roads lead back to God. That's what they said, their very words. And so when you do something like that, it might make the road bend a bit, but the road's still going to go back to God. So it isn't such a bad thing. And my guess is that all of us at some point have maybe considered the possibility of how would life be like if we weren't here. I'm sure. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. In therapy, I've worked with people, and just about every single person, when I ask them, have had some thoughts about maybe ending it all. But they're just thoughts. Just like, I've had thoughts about being sick in somebody's face. I used to have that a lot, though. Those little thoughts that come into your mind that you can't control. And I would be chatting to somebody, I'd be chatting away to them, and my mind would be saying, what would it be like if you vomited now in their face? And I used to think, why are you doing that to me? I'm having a conversation. I don't want to be thinking about vomiting in somebody's face. Intrusive thoughts. So we all have them. And so it's very common to have these thoughts about, what would life be like if I wasn't here? Doesn't mean anything. But there are thoughts that we have sometimes, especially when times get hard. However, all we have to remember, guys and gals, no, I'm not going to use that because that's Jimmy Savile expression. No. Boys and girls, all we have to remember is that we chose to come here. Now, just to finish, if that's true, how beautiful, how strong are we? What heroes and heroines, but not the drug, heroines we are. How wonderful we are that we chose to come here. And if it's not true, if we just happen to be here by accident, how much better is it to believe that we chose to come here? How much more is that going to make us stronger and more valiant and more resilient to believe something that helps us? When the chips are down, the truth of the matter is that any belief that I have and any belief that you have is a pile of shit. It means nothing except that you believe it. It has nothing to do with the truth. There's no link between our belief and the truth. We think there is, but there isn't. The truth is something unknown. It exists, but we haven't got the capacity to know it. And so as long as you realize that your beliefs have nothing to do with the truth, they're just your beliefs. That's why Muhammad down the road can believe that Allah is going to take him up to heaven, and the Christian down the road, John Smith, is going to believe that Jesus is going to come down to earth and lift him up. They're beliefs. They have nothing to do with the truth. We don't know what the truth is going to be. And so choose your beliefs. Choose them in a way that's going to help you. Don't choose shit beliefs. Don't choose miserable beliefs. What on earth are we doing? Do you know, and I'm going to talk about this in the next video, like the video on where did God come from? The amount of shit beliefs that I saw from people, like I read them and I think, and is that going to make you happy? Will that make you happy? No, it fucking won't. You'll be miserable as fuck. Believe in that. Choose something nice. Nobody knows anyway. Choose something nice. Choose something that's going to make you, feel better. For God's sake. But hey, that's just me. Some people are happy in the misery, you know. Some people are happy in their misery. So put in the comments any beliefs, uplifting beliefs that you believe, that you know you have no proof at all, you just believe them. What do you believe that makes you feel better? And if I read any that I like, I might steal them as well. I love you all and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.